Hey, blockchain users. Today I want to focus on a mystery coin and the US market. So all I'm going to talk about right now is that basically we are still in our sideways range for Bitcoin, and 63K remains the level to beat for the party to start. Aside from that, on the very short term, yesterday we had a bearish pattern, which is basically a shooting star, so price went up and then it went back down, which is already invalidated because we're back up. So short term, I'm actually bullish because we got three higher lows for each of the past days, which is good. But we still have 63K to reclaim. Overall, good bullish position. We're still above our 0.5 fib level, and that's about it. Now for the US market, basically a week ago, I called that this was likely a bottom, mostly based on the high fear. There were a lot of news that were bearish and about recession and stuff like that. When this happens, it's often a major low, and it was. Of course, I like confirmation, which we got. When we got above the 0.5 fib level, we saw two daily close, and with no surprise, the market has been going up. Now I'm expecting new all-time high for the US market in the coming weeks, which is good. It means that money will overflow in other markets like crypto land, Bitcoin, and all of our shitcoins. So the project I want to talk about is Xborg, which the elephant in the room I will address first. The launch went pretty bad. They basically there was just this huge dump on the chart, which we'll get back to a bit later. But aside from that, honestly, I think the fundamentals for the project are amazing. Basically, what they are doing is kind of a resume for a gamer, basically a on-chain ID, which I think is very interesting. If you're like me, you've probably played games, video games in your life. Personally, I play League of Legends, Halo, Call of Duty, and sadly, I have lost most of my data for these games. I will never be able to be nostalgic about, my performances. I just have vague memories. But with the Xborg ID, if it existed back then, well, I would have had ownership of my data, which would have been nice. Aside from that, it's very useful for professional players because you get to be able to show off exactly the empiric data of who you are, which I think is very interesting. And I'm not the only one because they have signed about 15 professional esport teams, which means people actually want their product. Now, aside from that, quick mention, they got 4 million of trading volume for day one, which is very good. Now, the reason behind this trading volume is not that perfect. Basically, what happened is that pre-sale investors and I think calls as well, so key opinion leaders, they got their tokens 100% unlocked, and a lot of them sold out, which is kind of a good and bad thing. It's a mixed bag for me. I don't like seeing charts like that, but if we think about it, this means that the weak ends, the paper ends, they're out, they already sold. So now whoever is still holding are diamond ends and people that are actually convinced that this is a good project. And if you remember in my previous video, I often talk about Wyckoff analysis. Big volume on dumps like that with fear is usually a good sign of accumulation. Now if we zoom in a bit, you'll see something different. I basically in the middle we have our 0.5 fib level, which at TGs I don't like so much. Instead, I use the 0.618 fib level, which is, I won't get into the details, but basically after a TG you want support there, which we found here and here. And I use the absolute low and the top that followed, so the bounce after the dump. Now, it's looking good, but it's not perfect. If you want to be smart about it, I think there's two ways which you can combine. Is either A, you look into the fundamentals, you make a decision for yourself. Do you like it or not? Do you see the thesis? If yes, then you can start dollar cost averaging. If not, next project. Else, you can simply wait for volume. Right now, there is not a lot of trading happening, which is not really good. You can simply wait. Eventually, personally, I think there will be some big news, especially with the esport teams. When this happens, some hype will come back in the project. You might miss the bottom, but at least your money will be moving only when it's relevant. In any case, I do recommend you put it on your watch list. Check it out. If you enjoyed this type of content, let me know either on my Discord or in the comments down below. In any case, you know the drill. Do the thing with the YouTube buttons, and I will see you next time.